Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are digging into a question that honestly affects every single one of us who's ever posted anything online. Who really owns your data? Turns out there's a massive hidden battle going on over your social media content and how it's used to train AI. So let's get into it.
Just think about it for a second. Every photo, every comment, every random thought you've ever shared, it all feels like it's yours, right? Just sitting there on your profile. But after you hit post, where does it actually go? The answer, well, it's way more complicated and frankly a lot stranger than you probably think.
Okay, so first things first, we need to shatter a really common myth. It's this idea that just because you created something, you have total control over it online. It's what you could call the ownership illusion. And here's where things get a little tricky. You see, legally speaking, you do keep the copyright to your photos and words. That's the ownership part. But, and this is a huge but, the second you agree to those terms of service, you're also handing the platform a license. To put it another way, imagine you own a masterpiece painting, but you've given the museum a key that lets them make unlimited free posters of it and even sell those posters to whoever they want.
And this isn't just some basic permission slip. No, it is a sweeping license. It's global, it's royalty-free, and here's the kicker. It's sub-licensable. That one word, sub-licensable, that's the golden ticket. It means the platform can turn around and pass the right to use your stuff onto someone else, like an AI company, and you might never even know it happened.
All right, so the platform has this super powerful license to use your content. What happens next? Well, this is where we get to what's basically the great data harvest. It's how all your public posts, pictures, and thoughts become the fuel for the entire AI revolution. So how does this whole harvest actually work? It's all thanks to something called web-scale corpora. You can just think of them as these absolutely gigantic datasets. A couple of the big names are Common Crawl, which handles text, and LAION, which does images. They're built by web crawlers that just systematically scan the public internet, hoovering up staggering amounts of information to teach AI models how we talk, what things look like, and how the world works. And the scale here, it is just mind-boggling. We're talking billions of web pages being crawled every single month. Your public social media posts, your blog, your vacation photos. If it's public, it's probably part of this planet-sized operation. And we have to remember, this isn't just abstract data. We're talking about our actual digital lives. And the whole process is, loaded with controversy. For example, a really alarming issue is that these massive data sets have been found to contain images of children scraped from the internet without any parental consent. This stuff raises some huge ethical red flags about our privacy and our dignity. So, faced with this new reality, governments all over the world are scrambling to make some rules. But what we have isn't some clear global standard. Nope. It's more of a messy, confusing patchwork of different regulations. Let's take a quick look. In the EU, you've got GDPR, which gives people strong data rights. But even there, you don't have a legal right to see exactly what's in an AI's training data. Over in the US, it's a state-by-state thing, like California's CCPA. But there's no federal law. And India's new DPDP Act is all about consent, but it doesn't force companies to show you their training data either. You see the common theme here? A massive global gap when it comes to transparency? Now, it's really easy to feel a little powerless here, right? But it's not a lost cause. There are actually concrete steps that everyone can take to start clawing back a bit of control. And that goes for us regular users, for the folks building the AI, and for the policymakers writing the rules. So, what can you and I actually do? Well, there are three key things. First up, the one we all skip, actually review the terms of service. You should know what you're agreeing to. Second, if you have your own website, you can use a simple file called robots.txt to tell these AI crawlers to just stay away. And third, really dig into your app's privacy settings. A lot of them now have an option to disable using your data for training. You can, and probably should, switch that off. Of course, this isn't just on us. The AI companies themselves have a huge responsibility here. They need to build systems that actually respect those opt-out signals, and they need to keep clear logs of where their data comes from. Basically keep the receipts, so regulators can see what's going on. And finally, governments need to get with the program. We're talking about real policy fixes, like requiring audits of the datasets used to train major AI systems. And, this is a big one, they need to standardize opt-out signals. The goal is to get to a place where, when you say no, it means no to every data crawler, not just the ones who feel like listening. But let's be real, even with all these steps,
this battle is far from over. Taking back control isn't as simple as flipping a switch, and we're left with some huge, unanswered questions that we're all still trying to figure out.
A major problem right now is that these opt-out tools aren't a magic wand. For one, they don't time travel. Opting out today does nothing to delete the data they already scraped yesterday. And they don't talk to each other. So blocking one company's web crawler doesn't stop its competitor from coming along and grabbing your data anyway.
And that leads us to the final, really profound question at the very heart of this whole thing. Once your words, your photos, your ideas are absorbed into the deep-seated memory of a giant AI model, can they ever truly be taken out? Right now, nobody has a clear answer. And that, right there, is the challenge that's going to define our digital lives for years to come.